Millions of people unroll rubber mats every day, bending into complex physical postures to escape the crushing speed of modern life. Yet despite this mass adoption of physical yoga, baseline anxiety levels continue to climb. The modern practitioner is trying to build a psychological sanctuary from the top down. They are attempting to construct the roof of inner peace while completely ignoring the foundation. In the classical system outlined by ancient sages, physical postures, the asanas, are actually step 3. They were never meant to be the starting line. When a person bypasses the rigorous ethical groundwork required by these ancient texts, the psychological house eventually collapses. The mind simply cannot bear the weight of unresolved internal friction, no matter how flexible the body becomes. The source texts of this tradition are explicit. The Hatha Yoga Pratipakha notes Patanjali's contention that without first perfecting the preliminary steps, Yama and Niyama, postures and breathwork fail to produce their intended results. These yamas and niyamas are frequently mistranslated as moral commandments. In reality, they form a strict scientific methodology. They are precise psychological tools designed to alter the state of the mind. The system asks a practical question. Can you ever achieve stillness in meditation if your mind is subconsciously at war with your daily actions? The answer is no. Realigning your behavior in the world is the absolute prerequisite for accessing higher states of consciousness. Patanjali outlines the first step in Sutra 2.30, the 5 yamas. These are external restraints. Think of them as mechanical seals designed to prevent the constant leaking of vital psychological energy. The first restraint is ahimsa, or nonviolence. Practitioners strive to neutralize the desire to injure anything physically, emotionally, or psychically, maintaining harmony even in the surrounding atmosphere. Next are satya, truthfulness, and asteya, non-stealing. Taking what does not belong to you or twisting the truth breeds guilt and complex subconscious impressions, or samskaras. These hidden psychological knots shatter the focus required for deep meditation. The fourth restraint, brahmacharya, is widely misunderstood as strict celibacy. The word combines Brahman, pure consciousness, and charya, one who moves. It describes a state where awareness is constantly absorbed in a higher reality, elevating the mind above basic dualities. Finally, aparigraha demands non-possessiveness. It is a radical minimalism that strips away the constant craving to acquire and hoard. By mastering these 5 external restraints, the practitioner successfully plugs the energetic leaks that generate daily guilt and low-level anxiety. In Sutra 2.31, Patanjali classifies these 5 restraints as the Mahavratam, the Great Vow. He specifically states that these vows cannot be adjusted by status, location, time, or condition. They apply to all stages of practice and exist independently of any cultural context. Modern society operates heavily on situational ethics, where rules routinely bend for convenience or personal gain. The yogic system rejects this flexibility entirely, demanding an unbroken, continuous baseline of integrity. Without this rigid framework, the human mind will inevitably find a loophole. It will rationalize behavior that causes suffering, bringing that turbulence straight back into the subconscious. Once the external leaks are sealed, the text turns inward. Sutra 2.32 introduces the niyamas, shifting the focus to internal behavior. There are 5 recommended observances: purification, contentment, austerity, study of the self, and profound religious meditation or surrender to the Supreme. These are not punitive measures. They are active practices designed to build intense psychological power and resilience. Through practices like tapas or austerity, the practitioner deliberately eliminates impurities by enduring hardship, forging a mind that does not break under pressure. The yamas stop the loss of vital energy. The niyamas generate the internal friction and discipline needed to reorient the mind's deepest tendencies. Even with these rules in place, negative thoughts will surface. To combat this, the sutras prescribe a specific psychological technology, Pratipaksha Bhavana. When a violent, greedy, or selfish urge arises, a yogi does not simply suppress it. Instead, they actively cultivate and focus on the exact opposite thought. By consistently replacing negative impulses with positive ones, the practitioner methodically overwrites their old subconscious impressions. This practice physically rewires the neural pathways of the mind, steering it away from ingrained habits of suffering. This technique anchors philosophical ideals in a physical process, creating a mechanical pathway to override instinctive reactions. Once the yamas and niyamas are fully established through these methods, a shift occurs. Ethical living ceases to be a daily conscious struggle and simply becomes the mind's default operating state. The exhausting internal friction between the person you actually are and the person you pretend to be completely dissolves. What modern psychology calls emotional intelligence, intentional minimalism, and radical compassion are direct echoes of these classical Vedic principles. These strict behavioral codes are not barriers designed to limit human experience. They are the structural framework that makes true psychological freedom possible in the first place. But this stabilized ethical mind is only the groundwork. What actually happens to a human being when these virtues become completely perfected? The results detailed in the ancient texts go far beyond simple peace of mind.